Let's start from the beginning. Where did you grow up?
In Chicago,
Okay,
South Side of Chicago.
Southside Chicago. What made you decide to get into the adult industry?
I guess this will never get old of me telling this story. I moved to LA. I resigned from my job. Not retired. I resigned from my job. I was a social worker.
A social worker.
I was a social worker.
Okay.
Was my bread and butter, but I was always in the entertainment business.
Meaning, what do you mean? Always in entertainment?
Music, modeling, acting, like
Okay.
that. I was always in the entertainment business. So when I moved here, I was here for about 2 years, and my mom had called me, and she had told me that my father was very ill and that he needed 24-hour care. So she wanted me to move back to Chicago, to go back to work a 9 to 5 and to help out financially, because him being so young at that time, they didn't have enough, money to be able to care for him 24 hours.
Yeah.
So in that case, I went to go thinking about doing some new modeling because I did it before. Money was good doing that. And Jim South over there at World Modeling said, I think you'd be good doing videos. And I said, well, I've done music videos. I know how much they pay. I kind of know, I take the nudie pictures and, put it in Playboy or whatever. I get paid from that and that'll be fine. And he's like, no, like this, no, like porn.
Okay.
Now, when I say this, you guys will say, this bitch is lying, but I'm not. I've never watched a day of porn
Okay.
before I got into the industry. So I did my research for like 6 months on the whole industry. Like I went and bought, it was a book like this thick,
Okay.
2 of them, that I literally read them from top to bottom, just everything about the stats, who was the, biggest listeners and the watchers and all that, and found out that it was a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Okay. And you were how old when you decided to do your first movie?
I was a grown-ass woman. I was 31.
31.
31.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So at 31, you decide to do your first film. Now, when you say pictures in Playboy, were you actually in Playboy magazine?
I was in the special issues overseas.
Okay.
So they do like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, they have different editions
Yeah,
in different countries,
yeah.
and, Playboy Brazil and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Okay, so at 31, you decide you're going to do your first film.
yes,
Okay, after studying it for 6 months.
6 months, and then I thought about it for another. So it took me like 8 months to really
Okay,
get into it. Yeah.
okay, like what was the decisions that you were weighing at that time?
Once I did my research and I really saw, exactly what they did, like I said, I never watched porn before. The closest thing to porn that I watched was the skin flicks on Cinemax.
Okay.
Like those. So it's more, that's what I thought in my mind at first, until that I really started watching and looking at some of the stuff. I was like, oh, okay, this is hardcore. But then I found out how much money you can make from it, and what you can really do with it. I'm like, oh, okay, I can bring a different look to it, or whatever. So that's how I came like, okay, I can do this. I can do this and still be able to do everything else that I wanted to do.
Okay, this was 2006.
Yep, 2006.
Okay, so you decided to do your first film. Mm-hmm. Oh, what company was it with?
It was with Video Team.
Video Team. Okay, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So your first scene, were you nervous leading up to it? You're like, okay, once we do this, there's no rewind. We're all in.
I was. The good thing is that even before we did the scene, I went in to interview with at that time Christopher Mann. He was the head of over there, and Kimberly, who was head over there over the human resource department. And she sat down with me and she said, she gave me all the A's and B's and the C's of the industry and what I should be looking for, and it was kind of cool. So I was nervous because I didn't know what to do. I thought it was fucking. I thought that's what I was going to do, just having sex on camera. But when I walked in there, Mr. Marcus was there, and he kind of helped me through everything. So it was pretty smooth. In the beginning, I was kind of nervous, but after that initial penetration, then it was it was
That's
good.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, and how many films have you done to date? Any idea?
That's hard to say, because a lot of the scenes that they put them back out.
Yeah,
and
right.
they put them back out. So I say I probably did about maybe 100 and a little bit over 100 movies, maybe. Scenes.
100
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, not a huge amount.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, so you did your first scene. Now, leading up to the scene, did you talk to your mom at all?
No, I thought that I would be able to keep it a secret from everyone there. I really did.
Did you wear a disguise or something? Like,
No. You know what?
No one's gonna find out it's me. Like,
Because I
sunglasses.
Right? No, because I never seen any. I thought honestly, and this is so when I say this, I thought it was just a West Coast thing. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was, you hear porn valley and stuff like that. So I really thought that that's what it was. I never seen any of my uncle's stash or if my father had any porn stash. So I never seen that aspect of it. So I figured, we come from the church. They're not watching that, even though, the church folks were like the highest, consumers of porn.
Right.
I just never would have thought that they would have found out.
And what happened?
I had cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it starts.
Family members would fuck it up for you. Yeah, my cousins, they were avid watchers in porn and had saw me on MILF Hunters.
Okay.
They saw me on MILF Hunters, and they went out and actually bought a movie and took it to my grandmother.
To your grandmother?
Took it to my grandmother.
Oh, they went straight to the OG, huh?
Yeah, they went straight to the OG, and they showed my grandmother. So
they actually showed it?
They showed it to my grandmother. My grandmother said, "No, I'm not watching it." She said, "No, I'm not watching it." And so probably like 6 months down the line, I called my mom, and I told her what I was doing, and she was like, I know you have a plan. That's all she said. She said, I know you have a plan, and I can't judge you. That's between you and God. She said, I just want you to be safe in whatever it is that you're doing. You're grown. That's it. She said, but I think you probably should talk to your grandmother. And she said, I don't know. We shouldn't tell your father just yet. And so I had called my grandmother up, and I told her, and she said, I already knew.
Okay.
And I said, well, how that happened? She told me that my cousins came and brought the tape over for her to see, and she said, I wouldn't watch it. She said, I know you have a plan. She said, I just want you to be safe. I'm not here to judge you. I will always love you. I know you're going to do the best of whatever it is that you're doing. And that was it.
Okay. Now what about your father?
Actually, my father did not find out.
Really? They kept it from him?
No, they kept it from him. My father did not find out at all. And even during that time, I was still doing a lot of mainstream stuff. So he really didn't know. He was ill, so he really didn't know. And he really didn't, I can't say he didn't care because he didn't know to care. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, they just kept it. It was like an unspoken word. I come from a very big family, but no one just never spoke of it around my father.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Were you like kind of scared that your dad might find out and you'd have to have that conversation? Because the father conversation is usually a little different than the mother conversation.
The crazy thing is I was more cooler with my father than I was my mom.
Okay.
But him being a man and knowing that's who I'm catering to now on film like that, and I don't know if that's what he do. I don't know if he was watching, freak nasty movies, behind my mom's back or what. I didn't know that, and I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable with me telling him this is something that I do, because I found out through when everybody found out is that I did have a lot of family members and cousins and uncles that watched the movies. And now they kind of seen in the beginning, they were a little bit uncomfortable with me because I was in a movie or on a cover with some of their favorite porn stars.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I think I remember I interviewed Pinky a while back,
Mm-hmm.
and her dad was locked up for a while. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about how sometimes he would get movies and she'd be on them. He'd have to like fast forward those parts and, try to, oh God, that's my daughter. Like.
And my father's been in prison since, I think I was like 17 when he went back to prison. And like, he's a big fan of Cherokee. Shout out to Cherokee Diaz, XXX.com. And this is so sad, but if you're in jail, you're gonna, whatever you can get your hands on, you get your hands on, So the fact that I'm in the same orgy or the same movie as other people he say that he just fast forward and just go to somebody else or just skip the scenes,
Wow.
So that's embarrassing that my father see me fucking on film, but it is what it is,
A little awkward, I guess,
Yeah.
with a family member
Yeah.
type of thing. But your mom and your grandmother pretty much accepted it and were cool with it.
Yeah, it was like, they had no judgment on me. It wasn't their point. They just wanted me to be safe, to be safe and be smart in what I'm doing and how I'm doing it.
There's no comparison, man. ODB is in a class by itself. He don't even compare to us. Like he said, his style don't have no father. He the old dirty bastard of it right there. He created his own style. So
he would probably get beat for a week straight. He couldn't even walk through Long Beach. He'd be like a walking pinata. He'd just get beat every corner he turned.